Hey guys, welcome to the Jacksepticeye video. Hit the subscribe, hit that like, hit that pretty little bell icon if you have not, and let's just get right into the Let's Play. Hey guys, welcome to the Jacksepticeye video. Hit the subscribe, hit that like, hit that pretty little bell icon if you have not, and let's just get right into the Let's Play. Okay, so it looks like we're in a cutscene so far. Okay, so it looks like we're in a cutscene. Man, when can we just skip all this boring shit?
Let's Plays, or less specifically gaming on YouTube. I feel like the landscape has changed so much, but also not really that much. Like, certain formats don't do as well anymore, but they're not completely dead. It just kind of depends on who's making it. Like, you're probably gonna have a hard time making a Let's Play channel nowadays. Sorry, you should have done that back in 2012. That's when shit was good.
I don't want this to come off as old YouTube good, new YouTube bad, but things are definitely different. Also, that is what I'm saying.
Whoa, Sneaky Birch playing hide and seek, Peek-a-block, love me some hidden gems in this leafy wonderland.
The facts are that YouTube used to be viewed more as a fun hobby to do than a job to slave away at and become the Mr. Beast equivalent of Patrick Bateman, where you only care about success and whether your mouth should be open on a thumbnail or not.
This is the 100 Thieves Totino's Fortnite training room.
But after all these years, one thing has not changed. You can make a shitload of money sitting on your ass playing video games. Woo! The founding fathers had no idea this is what the American dream would become, and they're pissed. Some people kind of act like old YouTube was always just fun instead of business, but unless you're talking early YouTube, money was always a factor in this, but it definitely felt way less like the main reason people uploaded shit. There was just more passion in it, whether that be just sharing your interests or hating other people for sharing their interests.
I don't like watching stuff meant for 5-year-old girls. Okay.
Some people just wanted a community, and when they actually built one up, they utilized it. They talked to fans, which ended up in a scandal only half the time. People were getting famous from doing nothing but playing video games because their personalities were entertaining. It was beautiful. Not to say that still isn't happening, but it's just rarer to see.
In early 2023, I uploaded a video called Death of the Let's Play, and that's not really accurate. They're just not as big as they used to be. Also, that video kind of sucked. I could sink my teeth way deeper into this topic, so this is gonna be a half sequel, half remake, all rehashed bullshit.
Markiplier is just one of those cornerstones of YouTube. When you think of gamer, you think of Mark Fish, bitch. Yeah! Him and Jacksepticeye went hand in hand for me. Not PewDiePie, though. I didn't see them as the big trio everyone else saw them as, because I just never got into PewDiePie until 2018. You know, the Reddit era, truly dark times.
Today, I'm going to buy Big Chungus from GameStop.
Markiplier and Jacksepticeye had this symbiotic relationship with the games they would play. After I saw them play shit like Henry Stickmin, fuck, I'm a fan for life. When Charles got locked in a space station and fucking exploded, I think I cried unironically.
This little song that plays, I think I get goosebumps every single time I hear that. This is actually embarrassing.
Could say it was the greatest.
I don't think people would know about some of these games if it wasn't for Let's Players. Shit like Flappy Bird, the goddamn Impossible Quiz.
Nipples. 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 Nipples.
I remember specifically being kind of disturbed when watching gory games like The Visitor. Well, why do you gotta kill this poor old lady? Come on, man. What the fuck, Markiplier, you fucking psycho? Whack the Boss was also a weird series, probably made by a serial killer in the making. Whack the Creeps, Whack the Burglars. You know what, sure, but Whack Your Ex, I feel like you might be planning something. Whack Your Neighbor? The fuck did he do?
Hey, you remember that laptop you bought me? Yeah, have it back in your face! Oh, jeez, dude, whoa! Okay, this is fucking gruesome. What the hell is this?
Even monsters have a limit. Happy Wheels especially is a game I feel like was very much elevated by YouTube. It's just way more fun to watch someone else play a game deliberately designed to make you as mad as possible. Nobody actually plays shit like Getting Over It and Co-op for fun. They do it to film their torment for others' entertainment, like a dark web red room.
Fuck! No, my God!
But then, who started this Happy Wheels trend in the first place?
Chicken nugget, biscuit nugget, and a biscuit nugget.
We're good on Tobuscus, right? We can just skip him. Yeah, we're good. I will give him this. Other than that one Shimoyo song that's like Jacksepticeye's most popular video for some reason, I can't think of another person that made a song about Happy Wheels.
We don't need a car.
Got your clip.
The space bar.
And know, I guess Daft Punk and Tobuscus have one more thing in common other than being broken apart. Markiplier also hopped on the game, but none of them hit as hard as Jacksepticeye's Happy Wheel series. This is the main thing I think a lot of people associate Jack with. Screaming at the top of his lungs about speed is key while his son is turned into pulp. I think showing child murder would be a lot more ostracized if it wasn't for these videos. Then you grab Lawnmower Guy and make a dude smoothie.
Warning, headphones users. Oh. Ow, my fucking ear!
One weird way these games were impacted is with the characters' names, especially the irresponsible dad's son, who was either called Billy or Timmy or sometimes Justin Bieber, because this is 2012 and you could throw axes at a kid named Justin Bieber. Billy came from the Jacksepticeye playthrough where we named a lot of the characters based on the first letter of the vehicle they rode, which is actually kind of creative. And I thought Timmy came from Markiplier, but it actually came from Tobuscus. But wait, surprise twist. Tobuscus may have popularized it, but one of the real first Let's Plays was by DanTDM, who actually originated the name Timmy. You know, the fucking annoying orange. You know, we got a lot to thank this person for, and also not a lot too.
Looks like Pear doesn't like my butt. That stinks. Why would you do this?
God damn it, Tobuscus. You owe everything to DanTDM, don't you? Going further on with this whole Happy Wheels name history, I was surprised to learn most of the characters do have official names. Billy/Timmy/Justin Bieber is actually named Cody. Where is this stated? In Happy Wheels the series.
Oh shit, there's a show for this? I was just watching car crash compilations to get my fill.
This released in 2016, and after watching the entire thing, it's fine. It has the art style down, and it sure is about people riding bikes and segways and fucking dying.
Once again, we're DEFs, the Defensive Education Action Team and Health Society. Take a pamphlet, and thank you for coming out and standing up. Especially you guys. Rest in peace.
Despite having YouTubers like Captain Sparkles and Tay Zonde in the cast and being advertised by Tobuscus, this was pretty underground. Apparently the series had a couple of lost episodes for the longest time, and still to this day, episode 7 hasn't been found. Did nobody care that much? This game was huge. I'm actually surprised nobody downloaded it or anything.
This is a message to the man who has episode 7 of the Happy Wheels series held hostage on his hard drive. Please be real.
But of course, this doesn't even compare to the effect Markiplier had on Five Nights at Freddy's. I think FNAF was always gonna get popular no matter what. People were bound to play it and make Scott a mega millionaire on merch sales alone. Just look at how marketable, not you, all these characters are.
Buddy's telling you lies. I was in the backstage.
It's just undeniable that Mark made this game way bigger than it would be without him. He just had the most quintessential FNAF series. He basically named Golden Freddy. His second video ever is most likely where Golden Freddy got his name. It just made everyone confused when Fredbear was also introduced. Oh no, but guys, the FNAF lore is actually easy. You're just thinking about it too hard.
I think this guy murdered all those kids.
It's weird that Mark was actually pretty accurate on a lot of the random theories he would throw out, though.
Is that the voice of the puppet? You're not afraid of me? Am I the purple guy? Is this my hell? Is this my personal hell that I've been put in forever because I'm in hell? This is my hell.
The hype train for FNAF was fucking bonkers. Even just following Markiplier, it was crazy. The channel Random Encounters did an entire FNAF musical starring Mark as a main character. Then he was in YouTube Rewind where he was dancing as a skeleton. And then he's in this scary pizzeria. Matt Pat eating pizza. Captain Sparkles walking up to him. And of course, the bear himself. Oh, he's fucking weird and blue for some reason. But one thing I see a lot of people fail to mention is the guy before Markiplier.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game that you guys suggested en masse, and I saw that Yami Mash played it and he said it was really, really good.
Who the fuck is Yami Mash? That's Yami Mash. Despite being a big collaborator with Markiplier and inspiring his FNAF series, Yami Mash has just kind of slipped through the cracks of obscurity.
Mario, where did everyone go? They're dead. What? They didn't want to play, but we...
This guy is potentially the most 2015 YouTuber to ever 2015. Always playing shitty horror games like Slendy Tubbies.
Give me the custards, fuck. We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. What if the Hoover tries to...
Do you remember Slendy Tubbies? That's when Slenderman was like the Freddy Fazbear of now, and you could just call something a Slendy Tubby and everyone just, you know, they all go about their day like that's normal. I like this era because everyone was so FNAF crazed that they would start playing parody games like Five Nights at Wario's. That's like when alcoholics start chugging mouthwash when they run out of normal alcohol. Yummy Mash even played the fake version of FNAF 3, you know, the one that just reused all the old assets, stole Candy the Cat, and started the Return to Freddy series. 90% of you watching this have no idea what I'm talking about, and I'm okay with that. Can't forget all of these classics like Five Nights at Treasure Island, which I tried to play, but it was Five Nights at Treasure Island.
What the fuck?
So if you're familiar with the lore of the place, then you've probably heard of the Photonegative Mickey costume that wanders around.
Photonegative Mickey costume. I've heard of that. What is this? What is this? Amateur hour? Everyone knows what that is.
I kind of just thought Yummy Mash just stopped uploading as much and fell into obscurity to little fanfare, but his channel mostly died after a controversy he got in where it was revealed he flirted with a 14-year-old fan. You know, I would say I didn't expect this, but also he uploaded this. And he uploaded Super fucking Mario Bros.
Currently, I'm not wearing anything.
It's kind of a shame because this channel does just give off that perfect vibe that all of these had. Guy playing kind of shitty horror games and screaming his lungs out. There's a coziness to it. But again, probably shouldn't have flirted with a 14-year-old. I don't think that was a good career option. The most popular videos on this channel are animated moments from his normal videos, and most of these animators are fine and all. I don't want to be an asshole, but this FNAF 2 one, oy vey.
I'm gonna slap that ass. Slap, slap, slap.
You know, I didn't want to show you that, but the real world is brutal and I have to prepare you for that. A lot of these animations are actually some of the most popular videos on these channels. Like infamously, the second most popular video on Jacksepticeye's channel is another FNAF 2 animation with Toy Chica ass all over the thumbnail.
Shit! Nice cupcake!
Is this how you get your sick kicks?
FNAF 2 era was crazy. Everyone was putting Toy Chica front and center in the thumbnails.
Give me this shit.
This animation was done by James Farr, and don't worry, we'll come back to him. It's only a matter of time. At least this is better than what Markiplier's most popular video is, that stupid fucking meow video. Come on, this guy uploaded FNAF the Musical Night 2. That should be #1. In fact, I don't think I would like Markiplier nearly as much if he wasn't in FNAF the Musical. This is his real legacy to me. I'll never forget it.
Just you and me, a gun or three.
One of the best animators from these videos I never see talked about is Cranbrougher. He animated in stop motion, which is not only impressive, it also made everything way more unique.
I need to panic first. I gotta get all my panicking out of my system. I'm gonna die! Oh, the family! Oh, everyone I knew and loved thinks I'm dead!
It's just cool to see these guys animated in the stop motion style. Nowadays, he's even done some work on actual movies, like the Netflix Pinocchio adaptation, so good for him. I remember watching a bunch of his animations and tutorials back then and trying to make my own stop motion animations, and they all look like shit from an ass, so I'm glad one of us got something out of this.
Hey, it's me, the Patreon advertisement robot. Go check out the Patreon if you want videos early, only $2.
One of the most interesting things to come out of this era was Darkiplier and DanTDM, the evil versions of Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. Mark would do this where he would show his audience a darker, more evil side that slowly just kind of became his own character that Mark would use a bunch in the future and give him actual lore. While DanTDM was kind of just Jack doing the same thing.
You all made this happen.
I'd like to think these were inspired by the trope old game reviewers would do where they just have like an evil counterpart like Dr. Insano or Mechakara.
I am a moon!
During Jack's FNAF sister location playthrough, DanTDM would randomly appear on his camera, and you really gotta stick your neck out to notice him. He's really hidden in there.
Fuck back there, right? Fuck you back there.
Jack only did this because he just felt like the 6th newest FNAF game wasn't that interesting by itself, and he was right because Darkiplier and DanTDM hit Tumblr like crack hit New York in 1984. Especially when they made a video where both characters meet each other and both kind of just aura farm. I think that's the only reason these characters were made, just to look cool and brood, but you know what, fair.
This shit is so easy. I'll make my own evil counterpart and then all of the homoerotic fan art will go to me.
Hello, I'm Evil10, and now I'm free. I kill people for money, motherfucker.
This fueled fire to another weird trend though, shipping creators. If you were a guy who happened to film a lot of videos with another guy, you're basically married with 3 kids now. That's how it works, sorry.
I always thought I might be bad, now I'm sure that
What are you doing?
Looking at gay porn?
It's just a lot of fans trying to pry into the personal lives of YouTubers. I remember it being really bad with Dan and Phil, especially when Shane Dawson would upload a video going like, oh, they fucking, to his millions of subscribers. And of course, this would also affect Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, turning into the ship Septiplier.
That kind of just sounds like a disease they haven't found the cure for.
I don't think everyone that fed into this were like the most malicious people ever, but it definitely just got out of hand to an uncomfortable level to the point where Mark and Jack publicly did not like it.
Freaking creepy. You know, these days when people are like shipping Minecrafters together, you guys have no idea. We crawled so you could run.
I truly think the crown jewel of this entire fiasco though was a song made by one Robert IDK, someone that has made multiple songs about YouTubers and Jesus Christ.
sometimes I feel like the odd one out. No one knows what I'm talking about. So I just go and take a trip to Subway.
We would genuinely be here all day if I played every funny clip from one of these videos.
It was about 2 years ago that I became a Markiplier.
Well, he made one called Septiplier Away, and it only kinda sounds like it would be played in a courtroom in front of a jury.
Septiplier is the only ship I want to sail. Please stop hiding what we all can see.
I don't know if I can trust this Robert fella. I heard more and more missing person cases are coming out of his hometown that they can print flyers for. But I truly think this era eclipsed itself when big companies started to notice. You know, like Disney, and they thought, what if we took Markiplier and pushed him somewhere else?
Cut off your nutsack and nail it to my door!
For a very brief moment in time, Disney XD, home of programs like Walk the Prank, Kirby Buckets, was featuring Let's Play videos by people like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Corey X Kinchin, Pokimane, and apparently Chad fucking Tronic.
Ladies and freaks! Okay, on one hand, it's kind of cool that this is on Disney XD, but on the other, if I'm turning on Disney XD, I want to watch fucking Disney XD. Maybe it's for the kids that aren't allowed on the internet, but if I wasn't allowed on the internet, then why would I even care about any of these fucking people, especially when it's not funny at all anymore? Fuck this, I'm watching Nick Jr.
Watching these is so weird because they just grab random videos from a channel's entire history. So you're hit with classic hat Jacksepticeye and then just RGB gamer light Jacksepticeye. This show is edited like shit. Not only is it re-edited with so many cuts, pointless images, and obnoxious sound effects, obviously it's censored too. And it gets to a point where like, there is no point. Jacksepticeye's nothing if he can't curse.
Wait, nailed it, dude! His little neck goes, yeah, I call that the Larry neck wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
What the fuck is happening?
I'm surprised they didn't just go with completely squeaky clean creators because this censorship is so sloppy. The whole show is structured badly too. It's supposed to be a game show or something, but it just boils down to constantly cutting very fast and then moving on to a new YouTuber every 3 minutes. It's like if I sat you in front of a TV, then kept changing the channels every 5 seconds, and I also shot you in the fucking head. Disney XD also tried making their own YouTuber with Parker Plays, who was like Tobuscus, but instead of Cartoon Network, he was a pod person grown in a tube to be on Disney XD. Okay, Parker was apparently a real YouTuber, but I like thinking of him more as an industry plant that Walt Disney himself designed to infiltrate YouTube.
You know what? Let me speak to the manager. I believe his name is Brian. Brian Johnson? No, not Brian Johnson. His name is Hero Brian.
They also had this show, Gamer's Guide to Pretty Much Everything, which had an episode with Markiplier.
We got a special pro gamer.
Markiplier.
Thank you, you're too kind. I play myself, also known as Markiplier. Gaming is fun.
Yeah, gaming is fun. What the fuck?
I'm Markiplier, gaming celebrity and all-around hunky guy.
Mark's career is actually so impressive because he went from this to directing a movie honestly pretty fast, all things considered. All of this was produced by Maker, who became a subsidiary of Disney in 2014, which also means stuff like Epic Rap Battles of History was also being funded by Disney at some point. And even weirder, one video by Random Encounters. You know, the FNAF the musical creators I mentioned earlier, and I mentioned in every video ever on this channel.
This video was funded by Disney XD by Maker.
This video is the sequel to a video Random Encounters already made, also starring Markiplier. This was also around the era when he had dyed hair, so they decided to give him a wig, and woof.
Come on, Walt, you made an animatronic for every US president. You couldn't get Markiplier a better fucking wig?
I'm really only mentioning this because there's probably a timeline where this was turned into a full TV show, and that's all I've ever wanted. This whole era on Disney XD didn't really work the way it was intended, but it's really interesting seeing cable try to adapt to the internet before it was basically killed by it.
I'm not really done talking about Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, but I'm gonna save that for when I talk about modern Let's Plays. Those two guys are YouTube juggernauts, okay? And I want to talk about the guys that deserve more recognition. Most of the time. Sometimes they don't.
Zack Scott Games is the man I think of when I think of Let's Play. Just a guy that uploads 2 videos a day playing the brand new Mario or Plants vs. Zombies for the millionth time in a row. I've been following this channel since fucking 2012. This man is my ride or die. I don't think many people just know how rich his history really is. He's raised multiple generations of humans. His oldest video is as old as me. What the fuck? Are you even aware Zack Scott Games used to be a second channel? He used to only post to a main channel just named Zack Scott. I really like how he's just stuck forever being depicted wearing this long sleeve red shirt and blue shirt combo because he took a picture in like 2011. I remember also watching this back then, and let me just say, I miss the energy of this channel so much. Most of it is pet vlogs and these fact videos.
As Nintendo's star mascot, Mario has appeared in over 200 video games.
His president video included random scenes where he's in the shower, and this just beautiful moment where he has to censor himself, and of course this is most replayed because why did he do this?
Ronald Reagan is the only president to have ever worn a Nazi uniform.
You know, I think more YouTubers should just have the courage to randomly cut to themselves in the shower.
Hello, I'm evil.
Warning for people that don't like spiders, because for some reason Zack loved uploading any encounter he had with a spider, and these videos are both hard to watch but also kind of amazing.
Get into the cup right now. Fall into the cup. Oh, he jumped in the cup. Okay. I blew on him and he jumped in the cup.
He has this scary music playing while trying to get rid of a spider, and it's like watching a Looney Tunes short. Again, it has a weird coziness to it. It's hard to describe. Maybe it's just because I watched this when it came out, but I like seeing this random 20-something guy just run around his house trying to get rid of a spider while recording the whole thing. It is the most mundane thing that is genuinely entertaining.
It's another bird's nest up there. That's crazy.
Oh, Jesus! God.
One of my favorite videos he ever made was the car wash. This video features Zack going through a car wash and just fucking screaming.
Oh my God! Oh God! Ah! Oh my God! What is that? Oh, what is that?
This video is such a stupid idea, and it isn't like the funniest thing ever, but it's just so charming.
Okay, got more foam. Okay, thanks, but no thanks.
Going to a car wash and then immediately window wiping all the soap they just put on is the funniest shit ever, actually. I don't care. Around this time, he started Zack Scott Games, and this is truly when he became iconic. Also, he played Pineapple and Annoying Orange. That seems worth mentioning.
Know what else rhymes with hair? Nair. And it looks like you're very familiar with it, Baldy.
Zack started playing the classics, you know, Minecraft, Happy Wheels, Slender. This is famously a part of his intro, and this is an intro you don't skip. I'm so glad he's still using it to this day. Angry Birds and Plants vs. Zombies went together like crack in New York in 1984 on this channel.
These were two franchises that I was either playing myself or I was watching Zack Scott play it. This mobile game shit had a grip on me, okay?
Angry Birds Epic was potentially the easiest RPG ever created, and I still didn't beat it. I just watched Zack Scott beat it because I wasn't interesting. Zack was interesting. He added another layer of entertainment. Or maybe I suck shit at Angry Birds Epic. I don't remember.
Okay, so you're gonna have to take my word for it. There is no good way to showcase the instant underwear.
I remember watching Zack Scott was the way I found out Plants vs. Zombies 2 was even a thing. I was on the computer with unrestricted internet access in 2013, you know, as you do, when suddenly I just saw this Zack Scott thumbnail with this new mummy zombie I've never seen before, and just immediately clicking on it because I fucking loved plants or something.
What the fuck?
Oh man, some of these things are just, you know, like original Plants vs. Zombies items, and now they're selling them?
Watching these just fueled my love for the Plants vs. Zombies series even more. Then damn Garden Warfare released, and I was there every day.
Anyway, let's...
Cute, Bonnie Tsunami. You're so cute.
sit back and just shoot from a distance, you little pussy.
Okay, let's just mute that guy.
I like how strong the Garden Warfare series was going, that when Battle for Neighborville came out, he moved to that for a little bit and then just gave up and went back to 2.
As this game loads in, I want to take the time. Someone just coughed on me.
His PvZ series has over 1,000 episodes. That's more than One Piece, but I think more importantly, it's probably the longest running Let's Play series in history. I can't think of any more. All of the premium plants on that account is probably the net worth of a small country. This channel has been doing the same thing for so long, and it only made sense to try something new. Animation. This is the fucking Toy Chica ass guy from earlier. Her web connects them all. James Farr is the animator for these, and he's another guy that I've always just paid attention to because he made stuff pertaining to shit I liked. He mostly started making these weird Nintendo parodies of movies like Star Wars, and I'm actually pretty sure I watched these before actually watching Star Wars. People like me are out there, I know, it's scary. These are fine, they're cute and all, but it's nothing more than just, whoa, look at which character is this character? What in the fuck happened to Crystal? I really enjoyed the fact that he just gave up here and never made The Rise of Skywalker, which, you know, that's very understandable.
Right! They got Chewie! They got him!
After animating a couple Jacksepticeye videos, he moved on to Zack Scott, and that's the main YouTuber he did animations for.
Get off your phone. Get off. Give me a hot dog. You got shitty. Oh, fuck. The hot dog man's better than me.
These animations aren't like the best, but this is where I draw the line. This isn't right. My favorite thing this partnership has produced, though, has to be the music videos.
She's a witch with a double V, like the olden times of that movie. She's got double D's, big old boobies, and I watch her stream, so sue me.
You know, as much as I find this really funny, those lyrics go kind of crazy. It's good rhymes, I think.
You hand me the ox and I'm bumping this. I don't give a fuck. It's most replayed again because of course it is.
There's not much more to talk about. Zack Scott is just the go-to guy for Let's Plays on YouTube. Like, you want Luigi's Dark Moon? He's got you covered. And then he plays Broken Age within the same week. Do you remember Broken Age? It's like this point and click starring fucking Elijah Wood for some reason. He's just in there and nobody knows what this game is. Literally, I just remembered it exists. It reminds me of The Wardrobe, another old ass point and click I only kind of remember, where the only humor would be really shitty references to stuff like Pedo Bear and just Slender Man showing up, and that's the entire joke.
Ah, yes. I almost forgot. You're dead.
This had no relevance to anything. I just wanted to talk about The Wardrobe for no reason.
I'm guessing everyone wants me to mention Zack Scott's Elephant Daisy obsession, but you know what? Let the boy play with his toys. He's just paying a bunch of artists at this point. Some of you people are also fake fans, because this bit has been going on since Wonder's release, not just after Mario Kart World. Goddamn posers.
Unforgivable.
Hey, it's me, Zack Scott Games.
Oh my god, Zack Scott is in my TV! Oh my god, Zack, how did you get in there?
Shut up. I don't like you. I hate you. Thanks so much for watching, and check out these other awesome videos.
Another Let's Player I watched was Blitzwinger. Oh, fuck. Zack Scott and Blitzwinger were alike in a lot of ways. They both played Plants vs. Zombies, Nintendo games, Minecraft.
My god, dude, it just opens. Dude! Oh, no! What the hell? Oh.
No. Max.
Instead of calling this hardcore series just Minecraft Hardcore, he called it YOLOcraft, so it's only socially acceptable to watch this in 2013. Also, I distinctly remember trying to build Blitzwinger's weird avatar in Minecraft at some point, and I don't want to imagine what that looks like. Zack also played a few Lego games, but Blitzwinger would play every single one that came out. He was the Lego guy.
I remember one night I was given hot chocolate and my mom was like, don't spill it. So I sat down at the computer, I loaded up a Blitzwinger fucking Lego Star Wars 3 Let's Play, and then immediately I spilt it all over the fucking computer.
His Lego City Undercover playthrough is the reason I bought a Wii U. I just really wanted to play that game. It's like GTA, but with Legos. What more do you want? It doesn't have the strippers, though. Lego doesn't swing that way. Maybe if Playmobil started making games, they would do that.
You were found at the construction site convulsing with a strange piece.
That's disgusting.
I really enjoy how Lego City Undercover can either be really funny, or they just make pop culture references every 2 seconds. Like, there's just a character that's Columbo. It's just Lego Columbo. No greasy, sticky child with a Wii U would get this reference.
Harry, how many coffees have you had?
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Did I have 6 shots or only 5? Well...
Okay, you've had enough. There's a bunch of Nintendo Easter eggs because this game was a Wii U exclusive up until like 2018 for no reason. Blitzwinger was one of those loot crate goons, specifically with 1-Up Crate, which probably doesn't exist anymore. I was so mean to him in my original video, but there isn't anything wrong with this. It's just kind of annoying when he pulls out a Death Star stress ball, and since he's paid to do this, he acts like it's the greatest thing he's ever seen.
All right, this is just too cool. This is just too cool. It will make you drool. Look at this. It's glasses where you can see like Batman.
A lot of people did these loot box sponsorships, and they would just be way more enjoyable if you were just allowed to be truthful about what you got. Most of the time, it's just a random junk worth like 50 cents, like Dave & Buster's 100 ticket ass prizes.
And I'd like to take this time to thank our other sponsor, Nerdbox.
I mean, I get it. I buy a bunch of useless junk I like mostly for videos, but half the time with these, you're just gonna get stuff you probably don't care about, whether that be because it's a franchise you don't like, or it's a fucking Rick and Morty toaster. Nowadays, the Blitzwinger channel is a husk of its former self. I'll always have respect for him, but also, come on, this channel, Jesus. Like, all he does is clickbait game news coverage with AI thumbnails. I don't like any of this. Half the time, it's some bullshit news, too.
This is some pretty insane news. Today, we got a report of a possible return of Skylanders in a collection video game in Q4 of 2023.
I don't think Skylanders came back in 2023. Oh no! He used to do the classic clickbait arrow, but now he has AI slop to add in too, and Jesus, man.
Well, let's talk about Lego Batman.
It looks like he forgot to change the sample text. What the fuck?
I really like this comparison. Year 1, year 10, and he looks exactly the fucking same. His design did actually change a little in the re-release, but it's just another image of him from the Wii U version. Marvel's Wolverine, major update. Release date, PS5. He's just straight up lying now. Blitzwinger lives in a world full of sheep and wolves, and he's the secret third option of a guy holding a gun that shoots all the sheep and wolves. His channel is kind of comparable to Valsky Bum at this point, just really quick news videos that don't really need to exist, but at least Valsky Bum, like, tells the truth. Blitzwinger's entire thing now is just saying, oh, this might happen, I don't know, it could.
That means that things like Fortnite are about to get a huge influx of collaborations from all the different IP that Warner Brothers owns, including possibly, finally, Ben 10.
I do kind of get it, though. It is extremely hard to stay relevant online as just a guy that plays video games, and he took that sacrifice instead of letting his channel die. But he probably should have let it die. I'm sorry.
An example of this is Zebra Gamer, a YouTuber who I primarily watched for his Little Big Planet stuff, mostly Little Big Planet PSP, because I never got to experience that game, because why would I buy a PSP just to play one game? Now buying a PS Vita just to play its sequel, that's justified. Look, I made a new character.
Hello, I'm Evil King.
I also experienced this game through a playthrough by a different YouTuber, CobannerManny456, who I learned left the internet after going through some shit, so that kind of just made me sad, but he deserves an honorable mention. One of my other favorite Little Big Planet Let's Players was Glitchmaster7, who I got to talk to for a little bit in my Little Big Planet video, and he was a pretty cool guy.
Put this on, press L1. Oh man.
It's so interesting because I just imagined Glitchmaster7 as a much bigger channel when I was younger, but most of these videos really only have around 3K views, and now I've slowly changed to this big dumbass that actually looks at how many views a video has. What I'm trying to say is, you don't really have to be a big popular hotshot to leave an impression on people. Sometimes sharing your dumb, stupid fun is incentive enough. As for Zebra Gamer, though, his channel has lasted for 15 years, but as of March 21st, 2025, he has announced his retirement from YouTube. And I haven't kept up with his channel for a while, but it's just a little sad to see. But slowly the algorithm has just ignored these channels more and more, or people just get less interested in this type of stuff. That's just how it is. I salute you, Zebra. It was an honor being part of the Zebra herd. Even though your intro still kind of scares me. I don't know, there's something about it. Also in my original video, I mentioned a guy named DrKendo.
Hello again, YouTube. I am DrKendo.
And this is another guy that I don't have that much input on, but I think he just deserves his flowers. I feel bad that a lot of that original video just boiled down to, oh, you don't get a lot of views anymore, when it clearly was never about that for this guy in the first place. He's a fucking trooper too. He's still going.
But here's my son's favorite clip. He loves the scene where Jim Carrey's basically dancing and he gets surprised because Agent Stone walks up behind him and says, I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk.
I mainly only watched his Scribblenauts videos, which by itself is already a dead franchise, and some of the stuff he made in this game, oh, it's beautiful.
Hello, all of my loyal subjects.
5 Nights at Kendo's, what is this?
Although scary isn't exactly what I was going for, I think I was more going for cool. What the? Oh, something really weird is going on, and Jesus!
Got me fucked up with goddamn withered DrKendo. It's so interesting looking back on this because this could really only strive in no other year than 2015. It's Scribblenauts on the Wii U. It's so specific.
We did paint the screen of the monitor all white, so be sure that you did notice that, like a bleach white color. The whitest of white that you can get. I mean, like Donald Trump supporter white.
In his older videos, he used to play his own raps while making stuff, and this is just great.
Like a spectacle so you can be the viewer and
spin down the road of twists and turns, always anxious to see what's within.
You know, as stupid as it is, I'm actually really nostalgic for this rap. I think he played it in multiple videos, and it's been so long I last heard it. But also, Toy Chica has something crazy going on. I don't know what that is. He did so many FNAF creations, but you can tell he's not the biggest FNAF fan when he made a whole video for the fake purple guy animatronic hoax. In context, this hoax is so funny because why would anyone make this suit in the first place?
A lot of people, you know, have speculated as to what that might mean. You know, is this the phone guy or something like that, or is it somebody else?
Then DrKendo tried doing this series called the Scribblenauts Unlimited Skit Show, and despite this being the worst game ever to try to do a skit in, these are masterpieces.
A mushroom and say what's on your mind.
A ghost, you say? Well, a boo, maybe. The princess disappeared at noon.
I think what's so powerful about this moment is that he's playing the Wii U version, which already has Mario in it.
They see me medic, cause I'm a doctor, patrolling and trying to catch me healing my...
The world doesn't deserve DrKendo, but he still stays. What a goddamn hero. This is the Minecraft portion of the video now. I've talked a lot about Minecraft YouTubers in the past, especially in my Tube Heroes video, and one day I'm destined to make an entire video about them, but hey, whatever. Fuck it. DanTDM is back on the menu, boys.
Hey there everyone, Dan here from the Diamond Minecraft.
Oh my god, DanTDM! I'm like your biggest fan!
Welcome to the team. You've replaced your brown counterpart. Amazing.
DanTDM is the Minecraft YouTuber of Minecraft YouTubers, just like how Jin Bop is the Jin Bop of pedophiles. Dan's list of accomplishments runs so deep, has the most sold Tube Heroes merchandise. I don't know if that's true, but it probably is. One of the YouTubers to get a cameo in the Minecraft movie where he says and does nothing, featured in Minecraft Story Mode alongside Stampy Cat, Ivor, and Captain Sparkles.
And I'm Captain Sparkles. Though, maybe you know that already.
Why is Captain Sparkles voice acting better in Happy Wheels the series?
That's the Defensive Educational Action Team and Health Society, everybody.
And I don't know what shows Rich a legacy more than the fact that he has a hyper-realistic wax statue on display. I'd like to think it comes alive like Night at the Museum. And of course, he was one of the few YouTubers to receive their own YouTube Red series. You know, like Vsauce and PewDiePie before he said the N-word and then it was canceled immediately.
DanTDM creates a big scene was aimed at such a low audience. I remember being embarrassed, so I stopped watching his normal videos. This show has only hurt people.
In the show, Dan is still a YouTuber, but also on tour or something. Every single episode revolves around him putting on a live performance, which is something I think he only started doing for this show.
Should I go? Should I go? Should I go? No, I must return and save the show.
Dan is obviously the main character, but he also has a wacky cast of side characters like this random woman.
Guys, Eve is a massive part of the show.
Dan, who the hell is that? Dr. Trioris, who obviously has to be there, but also without the context of him being a Minecraft villager, he's kind of just scary. There's Craig the Mailman, also from the Minecraft videos, 2 of his real-life pugs, and of course, the Pig Man.
It's a really long way.
No, I like running. I'll meet you guys there.
This only got 6 episodes, and it's kind of abysmal, but also really captivating. It's like watching a train crash, but DanTDM is the conductor.
Sing me your favorite song.
I remember watching so much of Dan's stuff, of course, a lot of Minecraft videos, especially this random Herobrine one.
Herobrine is after me. My pesky villager friend just spawned him into the world. I'm so sorry. I know you got rid of him in the latest update.
But I also watched his vlogs, his food videos, Riddle School Let's Play, sure.
This fat guy needs to move. How does he even get around the school properly?
And it's kind of crazy how he's one of the few Minecraft YouTubers that just got out. You know what I mean? There's a couple others that are doing well, but Minecraft YouTubers have this stereotype of having fucking terrible lives after their peak. And Dan just like, I don't know, he went bald. That's all that really happened. Some of these downfalls are interesting because they're either doing completely unrespectable YouTube kid slop like Think Noodles or Sunday.
There's mayo everywhere. Why is there mayonnaise everywhere?
Or they just turned out to be horrible people. But popular MMOs fall from grace is just kind of upsetting. You've most likely seen the recent police body cam footage of his arrest, and it's just fucking sad, man. I was gonna make like a video about him before this release, but I just don't want to be a little fucker digging up this shit to make fun of when I don't think he entirely deserves it. Out of all of these YouTubers, Popular MMOs was my favorite. I definitely watched hundreds of hours of his videos, and seeing the state he's at is just terrible. Even if you want to say he got himself there, it is just a genuinely disturbing mental decline. What really made this channel was Jen, his wife. Almost every series was just the both of them playing Minecraft, and they were just a good duo.
Those things, those potions,
lucky potions.
the lucky potions, because they're over penis. I mean, oh god.
But after they broke up, Pat would try to, you know, keep going, and he would constantly get in weird drama with new girlfriends, and at some point decided to make this video running on a baseball field to get arrested for the world's shittiest YouTube prank.
All right, Mr. Gionel. Good luck. That was a stupid thing you guys did yesterday. Sorry.
At this point, he was acting like a dickhead. It felt fine to make fun of him for acting like a dickhead, but now I don't know. It's just sad to see, especially in the body cam footage itself, which I don't know if that should have been released. The police arresting him were just also extremely unfunny.
I'm going to jail again. You can Minecraft that.
I think this is the single worst one-liner anyone has come up with the history of any. What does that mean? What's so surprising is that he didn't have enough money for a lawyer. That is fucking insane because he made millions. The toys, obviously with Tube Heroes, even a series of children's books based on the videos. The fact that he might have just blown all of that is insane. I really hope he picks himself up from this because it is horrible to see him like this. Minecraft is one of those things that isn't going away. I don't know if it will reach that first big boom again in the 2010s with all the Minecraft parodies, animations, music videos, but it certainly keeps poking its head back up. It blew up again with the PewDiePie Minecraft series, and even though this era has mostly ended and I wasn't too familiar with it, there was the Dream SMP. Fucking what the fuck. This might be almost as big as the early 2010s era because it also spawned a bunch of music videos, but you know, jury's still out on if they're as iconic as the classic Minecraft parodies. I'm gonna have to go with no on that one, but that's just me.
All the stuff I mentioned so far, I mentioned in my original video, except Yami Mash. I didn't know who the fuck that was. So now I just want to talk about some new stuff I didn't before.
The biggest mistake in that video was completely undermining the start of Let's Plays. Like, that's probably the first thing I should have done. The early days of Let's Plays are really something. Whether it be no commentary whatsoever, or just filming the fucking TV screen.
I apologize for the quality. My camera's not the best in the world.
Most of these were uploaded to early YouTube or even started as screenshot threads on sites like Something Awful, so they are a little out of my wheelhouse.
So the question is, do you want to make a screenshot LP? Or do you want to make a good LP?
I know people like the Runaway Guys got their start really early, you know, Chugga Conroy, Nintendo Capri Sun, Proton John, the opposite of Neutron John. I remember getting Proton John mixed up with a guy named Proto Mario who would upload videos like Undertale Theory is Sans Actually Human.
Sans loved his brother, and that is shown quite early on in the game, and due to this, I find it extremely odd that he would be smiling and happy that his brother and friends are all dead.
These older videos are really interesting to me because it's before there was really a clear formula, and a lot of these they're doing the commentary after the fact instead of doing it live.
It's so weird how you almost never see this nowadays. That's like completely unheard of now.
It was also a strange time for YouTube because you couldn't upload past 10 minutes back then or even have custom thumbnails. Truly amazing times where needlessly long video essays weren't allowed to exist. I would call these pretty primitive, but also that's like calling Super Mario Galaxy retro. What the fuck are we doing here? I watched all of these guys, especially their combined channel, the Runaway Guys with their Brawl playthrough and Nintendo recorded of Capri Sun's PvZ playthrough.
Hello everybody, Nintendo Capri Sun here. Welcome to actual Let's Play Blast vs. Zombies.
I wasn't like the biggest fans of them, so they kind of just blurred together for me. Another group I liked is We Like to Play, but again, they just also blurred together with the Runaway Guys. I'm not trying to be mean here. I think I'm just like developing dementia. It's also so weird seeing people that started their channels almost 20 years ago and they're just still going. One of these guys I watched was Cross Knights, who after 14 years is still uploading multiple times a week. It's crazy. Check him out if you want. His old PvZ series is really relaxing and chill.
I could seriously just... No, the stage is over. Oh, yes. I love this gun. Or plant, I guess as you would call it.
One more classic Let's Player I want to mention is Cybershell. He's much more well known for his videos about obscure Sonic shit, but he was such an influential Let's Player. In some ways, I think these videos actually still outclass a lot of new ones. In his Sonic Let's Plays, he would have this section at the beginning where he would introduce all the enemies in a level.
Right, it's a pussy mobile. Why do I call it that? Because this whole boss fight, all he does is run away. And you're like, if he runs away, why does he get a 4 on the cuntometer? Because it's fucking hard. You see all these spikes?
And also sometimes do little skits for no reason.
Oh Jesus, the fucking burn so bad. Oh god, my eyes, I can't even see shit anymore. Oh Eggman, you fuckface, homo, piece of shit, cocksucking motherfucking shit eating dick lick.
I think the genre went all downhill from here. After Sonic 1, he would introduce the idea of bonus videos, where he would go over secrets and Easter eggs in the game, and he played really loud, annoying music in the background so you can barely understand him.
Look at this motherfucker. This was inspirational when they were trying to come up with Sonic's design.
Obviously, I'm not as familiar with this era, so it's really funny seeing him reference stuff that's so specific to this time, like Let's Players that are so obscure with only 3 subscribers, or ones that are still going after 18 years.
Hey guys, today we're going to be LPing Tekken 3 for the PlayStation.
He has this whole video dedicated to making fun of the people that link their PayPal in their videos.
I mean, I don't need donations so much. I mean, I got other ways of making money. It's not a big issue. I'm just saying, you know, if you wanted to.
Little did he know, this is now the most normal thing ever.
But first, let me talk about today's sponsor, 5CBD.
Game Grumps is a funny name.
I'm not really a fan of Game Grumps. I've seen a couple of funny clips, and the most I've ever decided to know about them was right now for this video. But just the name and intro is really funny to me. I don't know why. What does it mean to be a Game Grump? What made them this way? What is the attraction? Aaron Hansen was your classic Newgrounds animator, a young man that valued quality over quantity, and only associated with those that felt the same way. Famously, he's quoted saying, "If I ever make a Let's Play, please kill me." This might be news to you, but Aaron Hansen is not dead yet. Then he meets JonTron, then he says bye to JonTron, and people still talk about it for 13 years.
Me being friends with JonTron when he was a racist.
Then he meets I'm Not So Grump Guy. Again, I don't hate gay grumps. I see that again. Again, I don't hate Game Grumps. I kind of just don't care for them, but there's some very obvious things you could criticize them for. The funniest thing I think has to be the Sega partner arc. This isn't even really his fault, but Sega's PR team just decided to start partnering with Aaron a bunch. The man that famously hates all of their games.
Welcome back. I wanted to...
I think I'm just checked out at this point.
Okay, some people treat this like a way bigger deal than it was, but it's still kind of funny. They kept collaborating with him out of all people.
But I don't know, there might be bigger fish to fry here.
To be fair though, it's hard to be a Sonic fan without hating 75% of the series.
Hi YouTube, we're 2 best friends. And today we're playing Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog? Sonic makes me grumpy. Sonic makes me grumpy!
Game Grumps has definitely become more business-centered, but at least it's not as bad as the FaZe Clan, Sidemen, fucking FaZe Ronald, or whatever the hell is popular now.
This is the 100 Thieves Totino's Fortnite training room.
There's so much weird drama in the game Grumps and Oni play circle of people that I'm not gonna go into, but some of these situations these guys get into sound like actual nightmares, like constant inner circle drama, toxic work environments, and everyone is friends with Shadman for way too long.
Yeah,
You're helping Jared Fogle smile today.
At least it's not as bad as Team Crafted, like when Sky Does Minecraft wanted to kill Ant Venom. I wouldn't want to be in the middle of that one. The only thing I've really enjoyed from Game Grumps before now was Star Bomb, but only Luigi's Ballad. I know that one by heart. Also, like the one where Legend of Zelda Old Man is a sex pervert. I'm actually surprised Star Bomb got revived recently, and I don't really like any of these new ones, but you know, I respect it.
The mall, so nobody's disrespected.
Like Knuckles and Tails and Blaze the Cat and Rouge, a pair of boobies that's attached to a bat.
Man, why doesn't Sega partner up with this guy anymore? Also, this looks like Sonic Zombie Origins.
But even more surprising than this, I learned that Aaron and Dan starred in a fucking YouTube Red show. I had no idea this shit happened. So my first instinct was to watch the first episode to give my quick first impressions, but then I just kept watching until I watched the whole show.
You stalked a man.
No, a boy. He's a young boy, and we stalked him as partners.
Good Game is mesmerizing to me, and I'm not completely sure why. Just the second I decide to care about Game Grumps, I discover they starred in a YouTube Red sitcom that I've never heard of before. Then I see videos pop up about it, like this is something I should have known about. It feels like a Mandela effect. This shouldn't have happened. It's almost the same level as a Disney sitcom, but starring the fucking Game Grumps. That's so funny.
I'm not gonna let a kid like you go down a path like that.
I'm not gonna shoot anyone fucktard.
Whoa, Aaron, I thought you were above this kind of stuff. What the hell? This show is about how it feels to be a gamer that lives in LA. Some real heart-gripping stuff. Aaron and Dan run an esports team, which is not at all what they do in real life. Their team is full of wacky characters that sometimes just completely overshadow them. In some episodes, Aaron and Dan kind of just feel like afterthoughts because they're not really interesting. It doesn't help that they're not the best actors. Aaron is okay, but that kind of just makes him more boring.
I mean, we can't tell anybody the truth, because if we do, then they'll get in the way of us doing what we do best, winning.
Dan is a much worse actor, but for some reason it kind of works. Like his bad acting kind of just makes his character more like endearing or amusing. There's something about it.
Have you ever been to a virtual world?
No.
With the sun?
Oh my god, basketball.
To be fair, the other characters aren't really that interesting either, except for one, and that's Lorenzo.
It's a possum, right? Aren't they famous for playing dead?
Yeah, but I don't think they use special effects.
Lorenzo may have been the only reason I kept watching this. He's Aaron and Dan's landlord that will evict them if they don't let him play on their esports team.
I made this when I was 13 because I just assumed I was awesome at Gauntlet.
I really think Lorenzo is the saving grace here. This show was canceled after one season, but if it continued, I'd be coming back for him every day.
So what is this charity? Is it giving kids who like games new wheelchairs or kids in wheelchairs new games?
This has nothing to do with anything, but I want to point out how this actor, Josh Fadum, plays that cameraman in this show and in Better Call Saul. So now I have a theory that Good Game might take place in the Breaking Bad universe. There's nothing disproving it.
You're just pressing buttons and it makes you do magical stuff. Cheater.
This show was created by a guy named Jesse Cox, who is also a YouTuber famous for his work in the Gentleman's Hentai Club. At the end of every episode, there's a skit where he's like the creator of the game they're playing, but his name is just like Jesse Cox, and it's just wedged in here. He also apparently ran his own convention just called fucking CoxCon.
What a fucking narcissist.
Also, I need to point out the fact that one of the producers of this show is writing Avengers Doomsday, and that says a lot more about Avengers Doomsday than it says about Good Game. The show's writing isn't the best. There's a couple funny jokes, but they almost never have to do with video games or the internet. You know what the show is about.
Whoa, holy shit!
Wow, he is memeing so hard right now?
I've always wanted to meme.
And I guess I can't really blame Aaron or Dan for this. I doubt they had a big hand in the writing, but it just comes off as, you know, embarrassing.
Next game, can we talk less about things that aren't the game?
In the next game, can you be less of a chud?
The final episode is all about how going to influencer parties ruins your life, and it's hard to be a YouTuber that lives in LA, California.
Yeah, I'm a meme. Yeah, something tells me you're a lot more than that.
The Game Grumps esports team ends up beating their rival, and I'll hand it to the guy who's playing him. He puts his all into a performance.
Get Pa! You're going back to Korea! Now! First flight home! Get the fuck out of here! Think you're ready to cook in this kitchen? You just got here, motherfucker! You're just getting started. You can't even make a bowl of matzo ball soup for the fucking homeless shelter. She wants me to be a cuck. Whew, you know what a cuck is, Kamal? It's when you're sitting in your bedroom and you're jerking off, watching your girl fuck some guy who's got a much bigger fucking dick than you do.
Also, Jesse cocks his gun down and then the show ends. I don't fucking know. And that's a good game. It's not that good, but I enjoyed it. Again, it was made during that weird era where YouTube was trying to become like an actual production company that funded these shows, which just didn't work. Good Game especially was a failure. I just don't think Game Grumps had as much as a mainstream audience they thought. Even YouTubers with that mainstream audience didn't last on these YouTube Red shows forever. I think like the only one that I can imagine people still watch is Minefield because it hasn't aged like shit and it's actually good.
We're exploring the world of fear through animatronic survival restaurant horror gaming. Oh yeah, it's a real thing.
You don't fucking say.
In my original video, I kind of acted like streaming didn't exist and gaming on the internet was just done when that's never gonna happen.
Until the sun fucking explodes, people will always watch other people play video games for two main reasons. One, it's entertaining, and two, they want to experience the game without actually buying it because it's either a shit game or they're too poor.
Ew, poor!
And with those Switch 2 prices, ooh, who can blame them? It's a good thing all the games I like are affordable, like Love Furry Boy Zodiac Dating. It's just that the idea of a classic Let's Play or walkthrough is kind of dead. The only people that still get views on them are the people who have been doing it since the start, and parts of their audience just never left. You know, like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. Oh yeah, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. These two are just nice, normal people, but I always feel like the internet has held them up on such a high pedestal that it feels like you're not allowed to at least criticize them a little. I mean, I kind of get it. They've been on the internet for over a decade and haven't had a huge controversy at all. Come on, that's pretty impressive. But it feels like they should be treated more like people than these golden gods that can do no wrong. And if they seemingly do wrong, it's like, fuck you forever for some reason. Over the years, they've kind of just mellowed out and become the prime YouTuber to put on when you're about to go to sleep. Especially Jacksepticeye. Instead of the screaming evil Irishman with a hat, he's a soft-spoken, long-hair evil Irishman with no hat. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just very different. And I get it because it'd be kind of weird to still be screaming at Happy Wheels when you're like 35. Jack just feels like he really doesn't want to stay as the figure the internet has built him up as, which is basically just sour apple flavored Markiplier. He's kind of just doing whatever he wants. He's not keeping up with FNAF and not even Deltarune after saying Undertale was one of his favorite games of all time.
Undertale is my favorite series that I've uploaded on my channel because I think not only was it a really great game, but I feel like I did a really good job representing the game.
Weirdest of all, he didn't play Bendy in the Dark Revival.
Bendy in the Dark Revival? I think that boat has kind of sailed.
This one is so funny because he's literally in the game.
It's time to move on, I said to him. This toy man's ready for a new adventure. I have to admit, he took it far better than I expected.
I really like when Jacksepticeye does acting and it sounds like he's doing an impression of himself.
Mind if I film this?
Oh, not at all, sir.
Can't forget the time he was in Free Guy and just recorded from his normal setup. Generational performance.
Come on, man. Get up.
Oh, shit.
Get up, guy.
On one hand, he can do whatever he wants, obviously, and I'm not trying to say he can't. But on the other, I feel like games like FNAF and Bendy did kind of help the YouTubers playing it as much as it helped them. So it's just kind of sad that over the years, one of them just stopped caring. Again, not his fault. In fact, especially with FNAF, because a lot of people have checked out of that series just based on how much it's changed and how long it's been going. Also because of the quality of the games sometimes, but you know, jury's still out on that one.
Where the fuck is Photonegative Mickey?
Markiplier has also just checked out at this point. What the fuck? Did you see that? Markiplier is also just checked out at this point. Again, I don't blame him, especially after watching his entire security breach Let's Play, because Jesus Christ.
Please, give me in, Friday! Friday, you bitch! Friday!
He'll still play the games, but we're a far cry from the days where he would try and understand the lore. Again, can't blame him. He also just didn't know if Secret of the Mimic was an actual official game, which is really funny because the game was marketed like shit and just sounds like a fan game, like Locked in Sewer. I think it's safe to say he's the king of FNAF no more, and we should all give the crown to Dako instead. I'm sorry, that's just how it is.
I've noticed something very, very, very interesting, is that the Freddy or whatever it is has sharp teeth with blood on it.
Again, I'm not trying to say these guys are bad or they're even past their prime, because they're always doing bigger stuff outside of gaming now.
Jacksepticeye apparently has his own coffee brand called Top of the Morning Coffee because that's the thing he says, remember? I know barely anything about this, but I just find it funny because it reminds me of Super Carlin Brothers coffee.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I was gonna order this to try some until I realized I don't have a coffee maker, I don't like coffee, and I don't know who Jacksepticeye is.
And you gave me a
Other than that, he made his own comic book, so I actually picked it up. The comic is based on two characters Jack would have in videos, Marvin the Magnificent and Jackie Boy Man. So there's just two Jacksepticeyes in this comic, and they're completely separate characters. You see this cover? Yeah, these are two different characters. These guys were just shitty joke characters that weren't really even that interesting to begin with. It would just be Jacksepticeye wearing a superhero costume or wearing a cat mask and not really even changing his personality or voice at all, which is fine because it's just a dumbass bit in a YouTube video. They're obviously more fleshed out in this, but it's also just really generic. The only part I really liked about this entire comic is this joke where Marvin flips over a closed sign to reveal the other side also says closed. That's like the only good part.
I was gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on this one. I mean, he made like an actual story here, but on further inspection, Jacksepticeye didn't even write this. So then what's the point of the comic then?
Jacksepticeye is credited as the creator, but there's a completely different writer. I kind of thought the point of this was to try and break out of the YouTube sphere. I mean, whatever, I guess it's just not for me, but I'm so confused by its existence. It also probably reads as really egotistical to fund a comic about two characters that are just self-inserts for yourself, but I feel like that's less the case and more so the fact it's kind of hard to leave this space without trying to bring over the thing all your fans can recognize yourself. You're gonna see the same thing with Markiplier, so that's not really a dig at Jack, but again, what? Okay, I'm gonna move on to Mark, and I feel like a lot of people will think I'm trying to compare them. I'm not. They just kind of go together. Maybe Robert IDK was onto something. I don't know. Mark is taking the route DanTDM and PewDiePie took before he said the N-word and made it so I'm paid less.
I'll never forget Felix.
He's been doing a lot of actual film shit and it has nothing to do with Gamer's Guide to pretty much everything this time. It kind of started with these short films he would do on his channel where it would have multiple branching paths. He's built up a lot of lore in the Markiplier cinematic universe that I'm afraid I'm not smart enough to understand yet. I don't know who Wharfstash is. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. I like these and all, but I really love the fact that these were inspired by Henry Stickmin, which had the same basic choose your own adventure structure.
Like, this was an inspiration for me doing a heist with Markiplier and stuff.
I really just appreciate that Markiplier's biggest projects were based on Henry Stickmin. That means something to me. In Space with Markiplier is the latest one, and I barely understand it, but that's why I kind of like it. The plot is that the universe is just being fucked up, and that just gave them the excuse to do everything ever. Like, not only does Matt Pat play a character, but there's a path where it just becomes a game theory video. Then fucking Aaron Hansen shows up as the narrator.
Isn't that I am Grumps?
Rice Pirate, the guy that famously plays Secret History Tales and did a couple other things, I think is like a side character in this. I don't know, that's just amusing. This video is so hard to talk about because it really is just random shit happening, but there's somewhat in order to it. I think by far the best addition is, of course, this chef guy.
How many times do I gotta tell you to stay out of my kitchen?
I don't know what his deal is, but he keeps showing up.
You need to keep your knife clean. You never know when you're going to need it.
Other than this, Mark directed and starred in Iron Lung, an adaptation of the game Iron Lung. But that isn't out yet.
Oh my God!
There's some horror stuff in the With Markiplier series, but I don't know if he's really proved himself as a horror director, so I don't even know if I'll like it, but I still want to see what a movie directed by the guy from FNAF the Musical looks like. Okay, I'm curious. But before that, in 2024, there was Edge of Sleep, a horror miniseries starring Mark. It just kind of released on Amazon one day with barely any promotion.
The whole release of the show was just weird because it was put on Amazon in October, and then 1 month later it was taken off. And then for 7 months you could just not watch it anywhere until it was randomly dropped on the Tubi. Yo, Markiplier, what the fuck you trying to make me watch?
This was such a mess because apparently it also released like 3 days earlier than supposed to, so that definitely didn't help. And I'm guessing it was taken off Amazon because they must have gotten a better deal with Tubi. And I know going from Amazon to Tubi doesn't sound good.
It's official. I'm turning This Hoe Got Roaches in Her Crib into a Tubi movie. It's official.
But to be fair, Tubi actually has a really impressive catalog of movies, even some of my favorite underrated movies of all time. But also, Tubi just kind of sucks shit to use. It's a free streaming service, so it plays like 10 ads every 5 minutes, truly some harrowing stuff. Like, I'll try to pause to see the timestamp and I'm hit with
5-hour energy bit.
And even if I wanted to spend like 15 bucks a month on an ad-free version, they just don't offer that. I mean, I probably wasn't gonna do it anyway, but the illusion of choice would be nice. The show also is actually based on a podcast with the same premise that also starred Markiplier as the main character. I've listened to a little bit of it, and the show does the same plot with just a couple of slight changes. Edge of Sleep is weird. It follows Mark as a guy named Dave, who is just the sleepiest guy. Like, that's his #1 character trait. He's one bad day away from forever wearing a sleeping gown and a nightcap while holding a candlestick as there was not a bump in the night. It's like if I saw the TV Globe, but for guys that really like taking naps. But uh-oh, if you go to sleep, you die, and that's kind of just the main conflict. It looks like it's too late for me. A couple of movies have already done this exact plot before, kind of just a thought exercise on how long could a human go without sleep, and I think that's fine. My main problem with this show is why this is happening. I don't know why this is happening, and I don't really care. And the show slowly becomes about the mystery itself instead of how the characters are dealing with it. Just a lot of weird lore I'm not really interested in. Like, Mark is apparently the key to everything because he got experimented on by this weird doctor with a fucking Edna Mode wig. There's all this weird elephant shit going on in the plot too, like an evil elephant cult started all of this or something. I have no idea. I've watched the series like 3 times and I still don't really understand what's happening at the end. It's just kind of hard to be interested in the lore of the evil elephant cult full of gross white old men. I don't know, it's not my style. I know somebody who would like it though. The final episodes are insane. They're like flying a plane, Mark is bleeding from the eyes and he sees the elephant monster wearing a stunning red dress. Zack!
How do I get out of here?
I just don't like when stuff like this tries to be overly cryptic. Like, I get it, something weird is going on. They've made the mystery of this show too mysterious than actually interesting. Not to say I hate the show, I do actually kind of like it. It's very short with only 20-minute episodes and the characters are all pretty likable. I really like the intro and the song they use for it, but it's also pretty distracting that they credit Mark as literally Markiplier. I get it, advertising, but like, guys, I'm on the fucking show. I know who it is, okay?
I'm gonna hook up with the first chick that's into weird, half-Asian dudes with a deep, smooth, sensual voice.
Oh my god, it's Markiplier!
Shut the fuck up.
Mark's acting is fine. It's not like Good Game where you can 100% tell who's the game grumps, but he never really does well enough to make me think of him as not the guy I watched play Henry Stickmin, you know? There are some moments where the other actors are putting their all into a scene and Mark is just kind of chilling in the background and he doesn't really have any big moments like them. But like, I'm not really expecting all that. He did a perfectly good job, definitely a better actor than fucking me, so I guess I can't really talk.
I've been working on a little demo reel. Let me know how you feel about it.
Hello. Overall, Edge of Sleep, it's fine, man. It's got its moments, but I genuinely enjoyed Good Game more, and I know that's a problem with me and not Edge of Sleep. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Let's Plays aren't really dead, but the form I think of it as kind of is. On top of that, it's kind of sad seeing creators I grew up with just come out worse for wear over time. Fuck. That's why I wanted to remake my video in the first place, because it wasn't correct, and so I could give more respect to the creators that deserved it. Also, Good Game. The internet has changed a lot, in some ways very badly, creators becoming brands, AI slop, but if you look in the right place, old YouTube is still there. I grew up with this stuff, so I'm definitely muddled by that, but it's hard not to reminisce about stuff that nobody should care about. Thank you, dear viewer, for listening to me be wrong for an hour. This game fucking sucks!
Hey, it's me, Zack Scott Games. Don't use that one.